Oh, not enough headroom. See, I took a video camera course a long time ago when I was a kid. And the big thing I learned was headroom on the camera. So I try and do my best when I have it on the tripod that we have headroom. And looks like the tripod is... Yeah, well, I did run this thing over with my truck at one point, so... I've thrown this tripod, and then I ran it over with this truck, with a diesel engine in it, and this still uses it every day. I'm just chilling. I'm out here, I don't have anything to do on the computer. I'm bored, so I went and had lunch, and went and got some coffee, and now I'm here, just kind of tinkering with the truck. And one of the things I'm doing, as part of my chilling, I'm making a new charge wire, or additional one, for my alternator to keep up the two batteries. So at this point I would just need a bigger alternator. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I could either do a 3G alternator, I have a plug for one, brand new plug, or I can get a higher amperage GM alternator for cheaper. I can get a 94 amp, which would be, I think, plenty sufficient for the amount of accessories that are normally running on this thing. So I may just do that, and it's like $60 for the alternator. It's the same one we put in my cousin's truck. So there's that. But I've been told to get a 3G alternator. It has a lot. You can get a lot more amps out of it. But the thing is, you have to modify the case a little bit. And I really just need to be able to, if the alternator died, I could potentially get a new one from the parts store that's already in stock, and then just slap it on here, and I'm done. I don't have to modify the next one or anything, so that's kind of something I'm looking at. But anyways, that's a whole nother thing. But I'm making a new charge wire, and I've already soldered one, and this end here is going to go to the alternator. This end's going to go to somewhere on either my battery or the starter relay on the hot all the time side. So this will be a nice little upgrade. It's a thicker wire. This is a 12 gauge. What I got on there now is the factory wire, which isn't quite a 12 gauge. I think that's more of like a 16 or 18 gauge, and I think it's not doing too good. So I'm leaving that loop in there. I'm probably gonna cut it off. Actually, no, I'll leave it on the battery. I'm gonna probably relocate the actual wire, because right now it's on my battery. I'm gonna probably put that on the hot side of the starter relay and leave that there. But this guy, he's gonna go on the back of my alternator, and then he's gonna go right onto my battery. Probably at the relay, actually. I think that's how I was thinking about rigging it up. You've even positioned the connectors a certain way too. So anyway, so this is just me chilling on a Tuesday. European butane gas. I'm going to try and fill this up, but I think I still need to get some more gas out of it. It's funny, these you can get at a grocery store. Yeah, it's like, I need my own, so I'm probably going to have my mom get one. I'll give her the money for one. I don't personally... that sounded weird. I don't smoke. I don't need to. How I am right now, this is me sober. I don't smoke. I only ever have a few beers on the weekend after work. So Friday or Saturday is when I drink, and then the rest of the week I don't drink at all. I like how this is just suddenly... Oh, I think Oh! This dial here, this plus or minus dial is yeah, it was turned down. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so that's still full. This is almost out. That's nice. I've been using that to heat shrink my stuff. I don't have to hook up the heat gun, so I think I'm gonna have my mom buy another one of those and maybe get about 6 cans of these and have them stocked up somewhere. But anyways, about the smoking thing, I mean, this is, I am naturally high, so that's why when my injection pump blew up on this thing, I was just like, well, let's just get it home and fix it. Not like, oh my god, it broke down this damn Ford, blah blah blah, I should have bought a Chevy. No, I am not that kind of person. I know that if I fix that injection pump, this will be back on the road and it'll be good to go for years to come. So the I'm not normal. I am weird. I'm weird. That's probably why I don't have a girlfriend, because a lot of people can't handle me. So, and that's fine. I am having a blast being in the position I'm in. You know, I do have someone that I can, you know, take out and be like, hey, do you want to go to dinner? Does your daughter want to go? It's like, and then we'll go out to dinner, go to the mall, and have, you know, a blast. You know, just kind of a no strings attached, you know, friendship. It's really fantastic. I know when the crib's not around, but you know, I enjoy kind of being single. I think for a while I really didn't. I wasn't too happy, but then now I'm just like, you know, if I weren't single, and I was one of those type of guys that had a girlfriend every week, this truck, I probably would have sold it, scrapped it, and probably would have still had the Mazda 3. So I love this truck a lot, and I would I kind of would rather have this than a girlfriend. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna be single for the rest of my life. So anyways, I've been pretty happy with my heat shrinking wrap. You know, it tidies up, you know, any imperfections in the insulation if it gets a little cooked, and then, you know, this. So yeah, you know, I like to just solder these. This one I hammered down a little bit because it was a little wider than the actual wire here. I think we could probably go to like a 10 gauge on this, is what this can accept, but I hammered it down, then soldered it. We soldered this end so it's all protected and only this is exposed. So I like that. I like being able to do that. So probably gonna end up buying some more heat shrink tubing. I got this Dorman stuff. I got this from AutoZone for pretty cheap. So, and then my solder is old Radio Shack. I mean, this thing has been beat. So, yeah. Another thing on my dual battery setup, I wanted to verify that both batteries are actually working. Because sometimes when you go to crank it, there's so much power being drawn from the main battery that your accessories may not work. So that relay that runs my vacuum pump and the battery relay may not activate, and it is activating, so that's good. I verified it by unplugging my injection pump and then unhooking the relay, so that only one battery comes on, and it was like rant, 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 and then I put both batteries on, and it was da, 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 da. So it's definitely working. So yeah. So I'm not exactly too pleased with all the wiring in here, because a lot of this stuff is from when, you know, I didn't really have too much of a standard for wiring. Now I have some type of a standard, and that standard is doing stuff like this. The only thing that I'm working on is routing, and that comes from not having enough wire. If I had just reels of wire and extra supplies, I could make looms and stuff, and all this would be a lot cleaner. So like this wire down here, this is my This is the old starter wire for the V8. I just use that to go from the battery to the cab. So what I'm probably going to end up doing, because I don't think, you know what I could probably just do? I bet we could eliminate that entire wire and just put this 12 gauge in. And I think what I'm going to do, this is that, here, let me show you what's going on over here. So this thinner wire here, this is what my alternator is charging through. So what I was thinking of doing is coming back down here. Gee, I actually have screws I can probably mount. I could totally mount that properly. So right here, that's the factory charge wire. So what I think I'm going to do is just cut this off, put a section on, put one of these eyelets on, bring them back up here, and then we'll take a section of this 12 gauge here, and then we'll run it off of here, and then just run it over to here. This just sends power to my solenoid, the starter solenoid down there. I think this wire might be good enough for that, because then I could totally eliminate this bulk. Yeah, if I can eliminate that, I mean, look at it, it's just, yeah, okay, so I'm gonna work on that. I think, what do you think that is, a 10 gauge? And I got enough slack where I might make a new, cut this off and put a new terminal on it, and I got plenty of them here, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna show a whole lot of this because, to be totally honest with you, as much as I want to show it, it's incredibly boring for me to edit, and then the quality of my video ends up going down because I'm just chopping out sections, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this, and I'll update you as I go. So yeah, I think if we get rid of this, that would be less tacky, and I think this is just, this end needs to be lopped off and just put it somewhere else. That would look a lot cleaner. Okay, cool. And it's been a couple hours since I last made the previous clip. And here's what I got so far on the wiring. It's not too bad. I think it's a tiny bit cleaner. There's still some wires there, but it's a little bit neater than earlier. So I got all the big blocks of things off of here. What I ended up doing for starters, no pun intended, is I got rid of that big chunk there so that can go in our spare wire pile. So I have a nice 12 gauge wire going from here to here, and this will feed the actual solenoid down at the starter. I think this is sufficient enough for that solenoid. If I have to, I can add another 12 gauge in there, or get a thicker wire for it, but I think that should be fine for starting purposes. We'll find out here in a moment. I forgot to heat shrink this, both ends, and on this other wire. I totally forgot. So, and then I upgraded the cab power / alternator charge wire here. So that's all going to the stock Ford wiring. And it comes over here. And then we have that wire I made in the beginning. It's running along my main power wire there, and then goes to the alternator. So there's another wire here, so it's getting extra power. This is a lot thicker than the factory wire, so we'll get more amps through there. And that's all charging on the main battery. And then once this flips on, both of them will get charged. This is just the ground turn on. That's going to this relay here that switches it. I extended the wiring for the vacuum pump and my light bar. And what I ended up doing was I wrapped it in electrical tape so it looks like one loom. Comes up under here, over here, goes into one eyelet, and I soldered it. And I was gonna heat shrink it, but I don't have big enough heat shrink for this. So, oh well. And then the stereo or the amplifier wiring, check it out. I got just cut a couple leads off, but I got this to fit 90%, 95% of the wire in here, so it's not that tiny little bit. So yeah, that's a lot better, and that's soldered in. So these two things, the pump, the light, and this amplifier, they are tied into the auxiliary battery. So if I left any of those on, or if the amp for whatever reason stayed on, it would drain this battery and not the primary starting battery. So either one of them is going to get jumped when I turn the key on, so it'll be able to start. So this is all an accessory. Yeah, and then our cab is getting fed also through this wire. That's why I may get a thicker wire for this. It would be easy to swap out. But the main one I wanted to get done was the alternator wire. Then I move this guy around. Now I need to make a mount so that this will be mounted more securely. I'll probably end up doing that later when I get my new batteries. I got my new batteries. I'll make my own tray, make a mount for this to go into, and then we should be good to go. So I have one last thing. My this is my voltmeter gauge wire. This is the power one. So he needs to go in here. I think I'm just gonna solder them. I'm gonna tin it up, and then I'm gonna put it here, solder them down, and Bob's your uncle. So I think that's a lot better. That's a little bit more neater than what I'm used to. A little more professional. I am gonna trim those stragglers off. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And then I can test it out and make sure it starts. All right, well, I just kind of put everything away. I think this is going to be good for now. I like that the amp doesn't have that tiny little section in there anymore. That's pretty sweet. I used up all the red wire that I bought for this. So I just checked, everything does work. Now I want to check and make sure it'll start. I mean, look at the freaking weather. It's terrible. Yeah, I was smelling something funny, so it's like, man, something smells really funny. Yeah, burn a hole in my jacket with this stupid soldering gun. I gotta go pick Mom up a 6-pack of beer, so I gotta go. Anyways, let's do a quick test here before we're done. Man, I need to finish my AC. Oh crap, oh crap. Oh, cab lights work, that's a good sign. Everything works. Yeah, the radio got unplugged for a little bit. Let the vacuum pump up here. Oh yeah, it starts up great. And then what's our voltage? Oh yeah, we're charging pretty good now. Yeah, okay, we'll fix you up here. I think everything's gonna work a lot better. You know what I want to see? Well, that's a lot freaking brighter, I think. I want to see if my headlights will work properly now, because all of this gets fed through that tiny little wire. Oh yeah. Yeah, I want to say that that's a little bit brighter. It was kind of like a orange glow type of thing. Huh. Headlights are staying on. Okay. I got the e-brake on, that's funny. So I'm gonna do one check real quick. I'm gonna put my voltmeter on my headlight thing and see what's going on there. I think maybe that skinny ass wire was killing us. So now we got thicker wires powering the cab. And I think the wipers are working a lot faster too. Yeah. This truck's like, yeah! Yeah, that's a lot happier now. So I used to get 10 volts at the headlight wiring harness. Right now I'm getting 13.5 volts, which is not bad because we're at about 14.5 volts on there, so we're charging really good. Yeah, that was nice. We may even go to a thicker wire just so we have extra insurance, but yeah, my headlights are staying on now. They were kicking off at 10 volts, so let's go get Mom some beer. So I don't have this little toggle switch there is what normally turns my headlights on. But I think now we're good to go. Look at that. I got this all the way out and my headlights are running, and then I can, it's my light bar. I love that light bar. Wipers work nice. The fan's blowing a lot faster too. That was a good little upgrade that I just did there. That was well worth it. I'm glad that I did that. So I could probably get rid of this. I might do that until I put a relay kit on the headlights themselves. I think I want to do something like that. Put a relay kit on the headlights. That way they're for sure getting direct power. But now at least I know I'm okay using the switch still. I didn't burn it out or anything. So yeah, definitely make sure your cab wires are thick enough wire. Oh, I got the jack in the way. I gotta go take care of that. But yeah, we'll see how long these lights last. See if they turn off. If they do, then I flip my switch and no problem. But yeah, just make sure your wiring going down to your alternator is thick, and also the wires feeding the cab are good and not tiny, skinny wires like what I was using, and you'll be good to go. So now we're getting plenty of power through everything, so I'm glad that fixed it. I'm happy. I'm so happy, oink oink. So another little mod slash upgrade slash repair. I don't know if you, maybe it can be a repair, because I was having an issue where my headlights wouldn't stay on, so I had to rig a switch. But now I think I could probably get rid of that, and then yeah, just pull out those two wires and be done with that. So I may do that tomorrow and work on the headlight wiring over there and kind of clean things up. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, you know, I can frickin' put that on. It really didn't change much here, just a tiny bit. And when I pull that on, that comes on automatically. I need to actually tie that in with another wire somewhere. I need to find another, because I've already got a couple tied in here. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It all works now. It's great. Well, it's another nasty rainy day here in Oregon. I'm gonna go inside, edit up this video, and deliver the 6-pack. And well, we might do something tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last day off. Then I work for 3 days, and then yeah, and it's also Christmas this week, so woohoo! And I work Christmas during the day. Yay! Anyways, if you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and catch you next time.